Hey everyone, welcome to another General Zero Hour replay. This is Scottagorn.
And 131.
Alright, 131. We've got a 3v3 on Philippine Highlands map from Wednesday, the 19th of November, 2025. Looking at the teams, it's Skippy, GLA, Modus, USA Air Force, and yourself, 131 up in the corner. Vanilla China going up against Neo's Demo, Wildcard's Toxin, and Pancake's Air Force. Okay, I'm seeing 2 Air Forces and 3 GLAs and a China. Oh, you actually went for the oils. I don't see you doing that very often. You went for the middle.
No, I'm usually not big on the oils, but felt like the play on this one.
Okay, felt like the play, or has somebody been, beating you because you haven't been going for the oils and you changed your mind? Was that a China versus GLA thing, or?
Main thing there was just, that's a lot of oils, just give up, and I'm never good at recapturing them.
Correct, yeah, you've got Neo's giving it to you. I am used to Neo fighting hard for the middle, and I've got a limited amount of information on you so far, but from what I've seen, usually you're hanging back and doing what Neo's doing, building up your base and preparing for a quick first strike. So this is backwards. I love it.
Yeah, especially as China. It's not very offensive for me usually.
Sure, but those bunkers are going to do nicely for you if you can get some tank hunters in there. So, all right, already you've got the top. Oils are getting bunkered off on the bottom. Skippy's getting those oils bunkered off. He's got a tunnel. He's starting on a stinger site. What are your thoughts on going up against Neo when you see Neo's across from you? What's your impression of that situation with him as an opponent?
The main thing I'm thinking is if I don't do something to cause some trouble for him early, I'm never going to break through his line.
Right. All right, I see the blue technical coming in.
My ass way too many times.
Yep. If you can get ranged units, you're China, so you do have the Inferno cannons. That's how we've typically played. All right, you got a dozer taken out by Wildcard, and we can tell there's the orange technical, so they have coordinated an attack on your base. 3 terrorists.
They did a fantastic job of shutting me down real early there.
Uh-huh. Do you have the capture upgrade already? Don't see anything getting captured up here, so okay, you might be short on money pretty soon.
Yeah. No, at this point I did not have the capture upgrade. I was just planning on holding those.
Okay.
But
Combat Chinook from Pancake as well. Modus nicely laser locking him wherever he goes. He already ran away from laser locks one time.
It did really good job there. The combat Chinooks were doing a lot of work, it felt like, early on in this one.
Okay, so that's not the only combat Chinook we're going to see from Pancake, huh?
I remember there being a couple. Maybe it was just one and it felt like a very drawn out amount of time.
I'm sure you would have heard about it. Man, lots of things going on in your base. I see your power just went down. Neo's technical went down, but it took a lot of effort from Skippy to make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look towards the middle there, Pancake's combat Chinook is kicking some ass on Modus's choppers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet. I saw his first combat Chinook. Looks like he's got a bunch of missile defenders lined up for a second. And I see the combat Chinook coming out of his supply. And okay, so Pancake doesn't give up right away. I see Neo's next technical coming into your base, so he has not given up on that supply that's barely alive yet. Oh, no, going back up north. Yeah. Indecisive, sees the bunker there, decides to go back. Okay.
Yeah, luckily those mines saved me a few times there.
Yep, blew up on the mines. The trucks are still collecting. Here we go. Here's Pancake's combat Chinook.
Yeah,
right,
there we go.
Did not give up on it. Modus not quite on top of it this time. Now laser locking. Man.
I think that's too little too late.
Even with the 3 laser locks, because of those point missile defenses, those combat Chinooks have good resilience against anything USA does, except for Avengers, but those are expensive. Alright, we got the Air Force going against the Air Force now. Modus sending in his King Raptors. Got the combat Chinook, lost his King Raptor, but I think that's a good trade. Oh my goodness, okay. The counter from Modus now. He's coming up your direction. Has his own combat Chinook, needs to shut down this tunnel before 5 quad cannons pop out of it. Looks like he'll be successful.
That's the thing, I was saved quite a bit by my teammates here.
Well, it looks like they're being inspired by your mode of play, honestly, 131, because I never used to see Neo using technicals for those early strikes. Wildcard, I don't remember. I think he was more likely to do those kind of strategies, but both of them focusing on your base like this, that's inspired by you guys, so you brought this on yourself.
They did some amazing teamwork through this. Through a couple of games this night, I felt like I got double or triple teamed, and like, just good job, guys.
Yeah. I'm sure you're not thinking that in the moment, but afterwards, looking back, you can say.
Looking back.
Beautiful generals, guys. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So Modus was trying to do the counter-strike in Neo's base, wasn't able to take down that first supply because Neo had the quad cannons up at this point in the game. Skippy now using technicals. Look at all you guys. Look at you guys go.
At this point of the game, it was feeling pretty good in that we had the top, left, bottom, right.
Right. Just got to reestablish.
I lost my base, but yeah.
That original supply, if you can get that back. Okay, so I just saw Pancake carpet bomb the strategy center from Modus. So it looks like the 2 air forces are going against each other here, targeting each other.
Oh yeah.
Skippy in Pancake's base, kind of being saved by Wildcard here. Modus bringing in the King Raptors to help out. So I see you going back. Alright, you're finally getting those 4th and 5th oils caught or captured. Putting the supply back up.
Yeah, trying to get back there as fast as possible. Especially at this point, it still felt like, a defensive game.
Right.
Most of those bunkers are just empty, just there for scaring people off.
You put mines on all of those. You're not infantry, so you had to manually add the mines. Looks like Skippy's got 2 out of 3 oils. And somebody's pointing out, Modus is pointing out, hey, you've got a reinforcement pad in the back there as well. Doesn't have his second supply back in his base. Does have the 2 oils in his own base, though. So he's on 4 oils, 1 supply. Modus never put up the Chinooks back on that middle supply again. Okay, now has 1 Chinook go into that middle supply. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just building up.
Yeah, which, looking at Joe's stuff for Neos, this is where the black market starts showing up, and this is our downfall right here.
Yeah, there they go. Neo with $2,000. I do think that Neo goes into base building mode. It's kind of a joke saying that somebody's playing SimCity. I think Neo can go into SimCity mode where he just stops focusing on other things and starts focusing on only black markets. And when he does, he's very efficient at it. He's quick to reinvest money into his base. There goes one of the oils, I'm sure. Alright, yep, yeah. Air Force against Air Force. Modus took down... No, both the oils survived. I think he split fired.
Yeah.
They're both on low health, but they're both there.
we were discussing how many King Raptors were needed to take down an oil at that point, and none of us could remember exactly
Yeah.
what they were.
Yeah. Pancake's trying
It's
to go
not
fix
2.
it. No. It is 2 if you're talking about... what are those called?
With the laser-guided missiles?
Maybe. Auroras, it's 2.
Oh.
Either way,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's Alpha Auroras or original. Do you ever consider Inferno Cannons? Our group has used those so much over the years. Like, I was just watching Cordog in a different replay use them when they weren't even necessary or required because there was no defenses left. He just uses Inferno Cannons. That can be really effective against Joe when he makes a thick defensive line like this. Sometimes he doesn't have a whole lot of mobile units behind it. Do you ever consider that unit?
I have not been nearly as much as I should. Occasionally it comes up, but I'm kind of blinded to him really I'm just not used to it. The previous group I was playing in, we didn't bunker up as much as Joe does, so I'm just not used to knocking through that kind of thing.
Right. Well, it's not supposed to work. Bunkering up, but the thing is that it does. until we all get to the point where we're all professionals, it's gonna keep on working. So yeah, I do think that 3v3s are a little different from 2v2s. I can't think of too many situations where Inferno Cannons would be the best answer in 2v2s with the more open maps. But even a map like this, which is kind of more open, there is hills and enough hills that you can kind of make a barricade in between them.
Yeah.
So there are certain situations where those ranged units can be helpful.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one of those things I've been noticing, because when Neo starts throwing things up, I just divert my forces somewhere else, and that's probably not the way to go.
It can be. Yeah, I think Neo should be ignored until he shouldn't be ignored. Like, it's very easy to ignore him and then gain a sort of false sense of security, and then all of a sudden he's created 20 tanks and he's on your doorstep, and it was too late. You should have focused on him earlier. But I do think that's a valid strategy with Neo too, is, hey, if you can make it a 2v3 before he's ready to turn over to offense, I think that can work.
Yeah, I mean, watching the replay you commented on Wednesday, as I was looking through it, there's no way we're going to win this. I thought maybe I remembered that whole thing wrong, because it felt like there was no way to bust through stuff, but we just were hitting all the edges and everyone around him. And that's, it's not exactly what I would expect there, I guess. Usually the economy feels like it wins.
It can. But also, if it's just economy, no army behind it, you can attack everything except for Joe. And when you are attacking Joe, attack everything except for his economy. Just take out the production.
Well, I think that's what I've learned tonight.
Yeah. Well, it seems like my replay's going in slow motion, so you might be pausing for a while for me here. But I just saw 2 King Raptors finishing off an airfield from Pancake. So Pancake's got the smallest base here. He's got a strategy center up, 2 barracks, 1 war factory, and he's just trying to put up 1 airfield. Modus, the other air force, has 1 airfield up, a little bit bigger than Pancake, but maybe not by much. He's been getting hit as well. So the Air Force, the 2 USAs, I think, struggle to base build much more than the GLAs, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think they tend to be the targets in this. We don't want those air forces getting anything built up.
Sure. Yeah, they're the most deadly as well. Another carpet bomb almost takes out the oils for Pancake. Modus is trying everything he can. Do you have an artillery barrage? Anything you can help him out with?
It starts coming in somewhere soon.
Sure.
I don't remember what the problem was there. I think no experience, because I just got my my ass handed to me too early on. I wasn't destroying anything.
Well, yeah, you're trying to build and establish yourself with those 5 oils now. Wildcard's making a push on this middle supply again. Modus loses more Chinooks. Just every time one of those goes down, it's painful. $1,000 every time.
Bet there. Yeah.
Alright, Wildcard's kind of getting caught between Skippy and Modus now, though. Modus brings in the Humvees. Skippy's got Scorpions. That helps deal with the quad cannons.
Yeah, the Scorpions are doing some work there.
Yeah. Yeah, Neo's just on the defensive against you. He's got a group of buggies, but they are not focused on you. He's more towards Pancake's base. I think he's trying to guard against another, maybe another Humvee incursion by Modus. Buggies are good against those. Here he brings them forward to try to support Wildcard, but Wildcard's not there anymore. Just has 1 rocket buggy, 1 quad cannon coming in. Now going up against the Humvees.
I think this is probably where the artillery would have been coming in very handy for me, because when I'm just kind of building up and not doing a whole lot to support my teammates, but hitting some defenses up there would have caused a distraction.
Where would you have put the artillery?
I mean, just trying to punch through the tunnels and stinger sites between me and Neo. It would have put me right into black market and oil territory up there.
Right. Okay. So you've got a small force of regular China tanks, 3 Battle Masters, 2 Gatling tanks, and now moving into Overlords. You do seem to favor the Overlords. That's a favorite unit of yours with China, it seems.
Yeah, it's favored unit is absolutely Black Lotus, but
oh yeah,
after that, Overlords.
Okay. Yeah, Modus sent in a group of Humvees to try to deal with the group of buggies from Neo. Might have done fine, except for he ran into a group of buggies from Wildcard at the same time, and between the 2 of them, they really mopped up his Humvees. So that's an expensive group from Modus, especially since he's Air Force. They're going to be 900 each instead of 700. So now Wildcard has a couple extra units. He's got some buggies standing at range, just away from Skippy's tunnel. Looks like he's got them there just to make sure no new Chinooks go to that supply. It looks like his goal is to shut down that middle supply. So Modus this time moving over more towards Skippy's territory. Looks like he's trying to strike Pancake again, keep that other Air Force down.
Actually, an interesting thing with Modus is he'll play any USA exactly the same. It's always about the V's.
Yeah.
He tends to avoid changing up the strategy because I think partly it works for him when it's unexpected, but also he just likes those V's.
Just likes them. Yeah. Oh man. Getting caught by the buggies. Neo's got his buggies at range away from the Humvees, but this is... So, Modus is driving away from the buggies into the meat of the base. That way the buggies have to spend time driving around buildings in order to get to them with their missiles. Now Skippy trying to close distance on the buggies with his group. Marauders, Scorpions, and quad cannons from Skippy. Techs up a Marauder, that's good.
Yeah, and those GLA units move quick enough that you gotta be on it with the buggies.
Yeah, yeah. Pancake bringing in the Comanches. Strikes down all of those Humvees. But Skippy's force is still here, able to take out a supply, it looks like, just about. Oh, maybe he leaves it alone too long.
Then, yeah.
Okay. Pancake with a counter-strike.
Bomber. Yeah.
Oh, never does take down that
That's
supply center?
kind of like that move right there is the story of this whole game.
That carpet bomb.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
carpet bomb just
he
coming in, clearing things out.
he should have lost so much more. Are we finally going to see those oils go down? Finally clears them up. But by this point, Pancake's gotten quite a bit out of them. Has 3 supply drop zones, maybe now down to 2. Okay, so Pancake's still probably the smallest person, now starting to expand into Wildcard's territory though, so he's not keeping all of his units at the same place. Now we get to see 131 coming in with a strike. Okay, so you do use helixes. Very nice.
Yeah.
When there's a group of buggies, nothing can counter them.
No, I mean, I feel like there was a few wasted ones here, but yeah, like the helixes as support. But mainly, yeah, trying to get those overlords into a position to do some damage.
Okay, overlords are hovering behind and getting picked off by buggies at a distance, Comanches. And now your front force is doing fine against some quad cannons.
And then the Comanches.
Another strike. Another carpet bomb by Modus. Right in the heart of Pancake space. Are you starting to get nervous at all? Is your team starting to talk about the number of Comanches that are starting to build up? Because Pancake's able to defend his base, and now looks like he's moving in towards your guys' base with this group of Comanches. And they're well promoted.
You know, we were getting concerned about a lot of things going on, but we had completely overlooked these Comanches. I don't think there's any discussion about them at the time, which, looking back, this is like huge oversight, especially looking at what they're doing here.
Right, yeah, that game on Nocky Mountain, that 3v3 from last Wednesday, I think that's the only time I've seen Pancake not go Comanches with Air Force. It's really just a matter of time. Kind of like you with your Emperors that last game, it's really just a matter of time as you keep on using them to defend, attack. Eventually you build them up to the point where they're just too big a group to deal with at that point. And this is only 7 Comanches. The thing is, it's not that big of a group, but even this small of a group is still devastating.
It really is, especially when you're just not prepared for anti-air, especially in the back of your base. You know, everything we had was out toward the front, and you know, no one just like had a supply of Avengers or Gats or anything in the back.
Okay, Modus finally took out Pancake's oils, and now Pancake gets to return the favor. Loses power on his particle uplink cannon, so that'll be stalled. Looks like...
That's always rough.
Yeah. Is Pancake going to stay here and try to finish off this airfield? Does he move on to Skippy's base? Oh my goodness, I see a huge mass of yellow coming up now. This one should be a little bit more successful. Okay, that is partly...
A huge mass of yellow going up, but we've got a huge mass of blue coming down and left also.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of nice since the beginning of the game, your base has not been targeted. You've not been the source of attacks since the beginning of the game. Like, they really hammered you hard at the beginning, but since then, they've been leaving you alone.
No, pretty much after that initial attack where they took out my main base, they just let me do what I wanted up in the top left. Probably should have taken more advantage of that. Got some economy going.
Well, you've got the oils. Yeah, he's got a good group of quad cannons, so your helixes that you had there aren't, they wouldn't be the most helpful.
Yeah, like I say, the helixes were a little mismanaged throughout this whole thing, but this is one where I wasn't too upset about forgetting about them, especially at the start.
Yeah. Okay, I see a lot of angry mobs just falling down and dying up there. And there comes the toxin bomb, so that'll clean up the rest of them.
Yeah,
Oh.
that Toxin Bomb was clutch.
Yeah, because Pancake gets to hold on to his command center then too. And a big part of that is USA has such good generals promotions with that carpet bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Modus is trying to hold on to his command center. Wildcard on the very edge of it. 3 quad cannons left.
Yeah, it's still struggling here. I know I was frustrated with, the slowness of vanilla China trying to get these overlords down to help out.
Yeah.
Tank, I guess. Not as vanilla, but, Is it vanilla? Yeah, I'm not vanilla.
You are vanilla.
I'm getting confused on which game we're looking at here.
Right. Right. You're way up in the corner. You're out of your original base. Your production is way up here in the corner where the oils are. And so when you produce those overlords and they have to drive around this huge line of orange, it takes them forever to get anywhere.
Yeah, it feels so slow trying to help someone out with overlords.
So is that the reason for the not the Chinooks, the Helixes then?
That's why I like them. I like being able to actually move somewhere as China.
Sure. So I think you made the comment in group the other week that your 2 strategies are harass people early game and be a pain, and your secondary strategy is hold on for dear life.
Yeah, that's basically the 2 things I do in this game. And this one's just hang on for dear life, which turned into lots of overlords.
Okay, yeah. So I was wondering, what do you transition to? When do you know that it's time to stop harassing and move from harassing and taking out buildings to gathering a force and trying to take out a base?
So I mean, that's my biggest weakness. I don't think I've got the take out the base part. I think I either am harassing or just trying to build something up. Or really, like if I'm GLA, I go from sending terror text to just being Neo. But a much worse version of Neo because I can't build that many black markets.
What do they call that? Economy Neo or poverty Neo? Well, it's nice that they've let you hang on to... Okay, now you got some rebels bothering you. But it's nice that they've let you keep those oils.
Yeah.
Now that I say that, somebody has taken out 1 of your oils in the back. How about those 2 original? Okay, no, they have. They've taken out 3 out of the 5, so that's going to hurt your economy. You've got the full internet center, but it's not like having those oils.
No, it's really not. I was so focused on the attack that I was sending in towards the middle there that I wasn't even seeing the Comanches in the back taking me out. That was a great move.
That's what it was. Was that how you lost your oils just now?
They were just back here taking out my base left and right.
Oh, dang. Yeah, because you were the most established one at that point. That hurts.
Yeah, as soon as, split my attention there, it got tough.
Yeah, this group of overlords has to do some real damage because your team is hurting.
Yeah, and it was feeling pretty good for a little while there.
Okay, you're slowly, steadily moving forward. Taking out some stinger sites as you go. But man, just those 2 Comanches. That's all it is from Pancake.
Yeah. No, those 2 Comanches, I had no idea they were even there. I felt like I had the backside of my base covered by a couple things, and then, of course, that didn't help.
Yeah, a couple things gets trumped by 7 Comanches, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Alright, you guys are all moving right. I see green Humvees, I see a massive yellow angry mob, I see the purple overlords. This has to clear them out. This has to move through Pancake.
It was good progress there, it felt like, for a while. I mean, it didn't feel like a lost game, but then
Yeah, I saw the
got
Scottagorn in your
rough on
base
us.
as well. Okay. Strategy Center goes down for Pancake. Overlords are still marching on. This
Yeah,
can
I
be
say this
okay.
felt like probably the high point for our team here. You know, we had a lot of forces. There's a lot of support going on, rolling through things.
Taking out buggies from Neo.
Yeah,
Okay, Skippy bringing in a toxin bomb. Let's see if it can land. Yeah, it does. Interesting. Yeah, he put it far enough forward that it's not going to affect your guys' progress, but I guess he's trying to prevent reinforcements coming in.
I mean,
It's
yeah, I
in the
think that's what
base.
the plan was there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it did kind of shut things down there. But no, I think you know, we got the reinforcements coming in there, and things were looking pretty good.
Okay, you got artillery. Somebody took out the bulldozer that was building the command center. I wonder if that was the toxin bomb. Pancake no longer has a command center, so he can't do those generals promotions now. Pancake's out. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
By the
things
way
are.
that you've been
I mean, looking
talking,
hot
it
here.
it sounds like you guys lose, so I'm wondering how you screw this up, other than the fact that Wild and Neo are humongous at this point.
I
Like,
mean, great targeting on their part.
yeah, that is one of the advantages of having 200,000 black markets, is that they just take so long to go through. It leaves so much time open for something to go wrong.
Yeah, but keep an eye on those emperors there.
The Scud
That's the
Storm.
problem.
The Scud
Yeah,
Storm. That might be the move of the game. I'm
that
seeing one
that felt like the
Emperor
turning point, and
left. One Emperor left now, and he's going to get hit by buggies. The Angry Mob
yep,
can't go through
that
that,
is
can't go
done.
anywhere near that. Okay, that's the end of the offensive. Looking back at Green's base, he's got no money, just a command center. He's stuck at $345.
Yeah, I can think at this point is where we just start trying to play some kind of scrappy to try to pull something together, but it really wasn't happening.
Here's where you pull out the very specific strategies that try to accomplish very specific things, but there's just
Exactly.
a mountain of buildings to go through here. Hey, double A10 does take out a couple markets. That's good. 75 left to go.
Yeah, exactly. This is where the hopelessness started to set in.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to fast forward mode. That might bring me up to actual normal speed, to be honest. Oh, that's a little fast. Yeah, fast forward's a little fast.
Yeah.
Angry Mob. How do you feel about the Angry Mob? Because I feel like they're really good in theory. They should be good. I always think they should be very powerful, but I just can't get them to work for me. It seems like they just get countered too fast, and they're too slow.
Yeah, I think there is a very specific situation where they are amazing. But it's very specific, and most of the time, yeah, like you can't put them in a tunnel. They move so slow. You know, they're so susceptible to flashbangs, snipers, and gats that they're kind of tough. But like, if you get the right combination of things, they can just work for you.
Yeah. If somebody has a bunch of overlords in your base and none of them have Gatling cannons on the top, and you get one angry mob, you can mop them all up just like that. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, I've never been able to get them to work well.
No, same here. I love the idea. Occasionally I'll build them hoping they'll work, Same with like the demo trucks. Like, I love the idea, but they never actually work for me.
Yeah. Alright, Skippy's base has been toxin bombed. There wasn't much back there, but he won't be able to build. Yeah, that'll take out his incoming armies. Quad cannon's getting attacked by that. Skippy still has his 3 oils. That's nice. It's just nothing compared to the economy of these two top players. Okay, I see buggies coming over your direction, 131. Is your days of peacefulness from Neo coming to an end, I wonder? Is he going to start focusing on you here?
Yeah, I believe this is where things just completely fall apart for me. And I believe this is the game too, where in the chat, Pancake had said he had nowhere to build.
That's
I mean,
actually true. He would have to build towards
yeah,
the
there was
enemy.
nowhere. Yeah, he's been hit on one side and just trying to build into black markets on the other side. There's just nothing for him up there.
He would have to build towards Skippy.
Yeah.
Alright, so Wildcard is focusing on Skippy now. Skippy's got a little bit to counter it, but buggies still aren't upgraded, and they are running into these quad cannons, so the buggies from Skippy go down pretty quick. And his tunnels are starting to go down. So that means his economy is exposed, and his was the last good economy, I think, with those 3 oils being up and running. And 2 back in his base are up and running as well.
Yeah, our last big offensive, I think, was just that push that got gutted. And from here on out, I think the economy just beat us down way too much.
Yeah, these Scud Storms are painful. There Neogo's taking out your front line. That's another thing I've done against big defensive lines on maps that have more choke points and people double and triple up the defenses. I will make just token defense on my side, but not invest a whole lot of money into it and try to beat the other person to a super weapon. And then I try to time it so that I have a decent economy, but then a good force ready, and then I'll use the super weapon on their front line of defenses and try to have a good force ready to push through right after the super weapon has gone through their defensive line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's that defensive line, like, yeah, you gotta have something against it, and super weapons or some kind of artillery.
Mm-hmm.
Both good options, but both things I tend to forget about.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference, because you were just playing 2v2s, right? That was exclusive, what your group was doing.
Me and Modus were doing 2v2s for a couple years.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference, do you think, between 2v2s exclusively versus like a 3v3?
I think the main thing is that you can have 2 people working together in a 3v3, and then one person who's just kind of like maybe being a little protected or doing their own thing. But that third person can make such a huge difference in how the game turns out, because you get that third person being like super weapon, and that can make the game right there.
And that third person can be protected by the other 2. Makes me think of Pancake and what he did this game. I mean, he was on the front line, so it's not like he was protected in the back. But that's usually Pancake's role, is to be that third person. The third person that gets forgotten about, and then all of a sudden he's in the back of your base with 15 Comanches, kind of like what he did here. Even though he was having to defend his base again and again earlier in the game, he built up the Comanches as he was defending, and eventually got to the point where, okay, I'm ready to go on the offensive.
Yeah, he did a great job there. I mean, he, let everyone else build up with all those black markets. He was keeping the attacks going. Yeah, messing things up in the back with those Comanches. Like, that was great. I mean, I think that set them up for a great position here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did his job. Didn't quite take out Modus, but essentially. Pretty much took out
Yeah,
Modus.
pretty much, yeah.
Didn't quite take you out, but took out enough of your economy that you couldn't keep those Overlord armies going again and again.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
and from here on out, I mean, they're just pushing, like, it's blowing right through us. There's not much holding anything back at this point.
Are you and Modus, do you typically hold on to the very end, or are you guys okay with quitting early on a game when you know it's done?
You have been
I think
defeated.
as soon as we know it's done, I think both of us are pretty down for just quitting out. You know, like, don't want to waste a bunch of time.
Sure.
But also, I feel like if there's a sliver of a chance, you know, like, want to hold on and see what can be done, because, you know, you never know. There's some crazy turnarounds that happen here and there.
That's right. All right. Through the slow motion of my replay, we finished it out. You were the last one to surrender on your team, so I'm looking at the title screen now. Most units destroyed goes to Wild, and he was kind of in between. You know, he's not Neo, where he really focuses exclusively on building up his economy, but he was right in the middle there with the balance. He was attacking. He shoved Modus off of that middle supply a couple times with those shooting those Chinooks down, and he built some more. And then he attacked, and then he built some more. So it does seem like he had a pretty good balance in there. Most buildings destroyed goes to Neo, and right there with him is Wild. I'm thinking of those Scud Storms from Neo. The one that took out your army, the one that took out your front of your base. Those were very impactful from him.
Yeah, those were well placed.
Most money goes
Wild
to
did
Neo. And
Wild did a great job there of doing the usual teammate support and, you know, being there when was needed.
what you usually see from him, he was in Pancake's base early. Without those quad cannons there, Pancake might have gotten taken out before he ever had the chance to build that Comanche army. Modus had a good amount of buildings destroyed as well, and you had a great units lost to units destroyed ratio again, but never did get into the meat of their bases. 4 buildings destroyed. You were right there, really close, but it seems like with how slow those overlords are, by the time you take out one group of buggies and they turn their turrets around and start driving forward, oh, there's another 3 buggies. We have to stop and shoot those again. So, yeah, did what you could. Anything else you see on that game? Any other way that you look back on it that you would describe it?
No, I mean, this was kind of the template for the rest of the games for that night. But in this one, just I have nightmares about that Scud Storm that hit my overlords, because it was feeling good right up till that point.
That was the turning point. There was a lot of turning points, but that was, I think, the last one. The one where it finally swung one direction and stayed that way.
Oh yeah, and I think there was a lot in different places. That's just the one that haunts me specifically.
All right, 131. That's another great replay in the books. We will catch you all next time.